off to a pretty good affair. On the other front for Evil Geniuses, have they maybe missed their window here? Because in stage 1, we kind of credited them a lot for not really having a deep map pool, and they kind of rode 2 to 3 maps through the qualification stage. Fracture was not one of them. So how big is their map fluency going to be as we get into stage 2? I think it's the other kind of question here for EG.
Sure, I mean, they kind of went toe-to-toe at version 1, lost in overtime there, and then had a win over Girl Kissers, but yeah, definitely not known for Fracture. Meantime, you know, Cloud9 pummeled the 2 teams that they played last stage on this map in the groups. That was Optic in version 1, and then had that overtime loss to Fnatic. So definitely a team that's well-tenured, particularly in this region, with some pretty dominant wins from last stage.
We'll see how things adjust in the near comp matchup. Cloud9 looking to boost over the wall. There is a paint shells being holded. Oh, but this is actually very interesting timing here. The fault line's going to be just a little bit too late, but John was still going to follow up off of it, but cannot confirm the final kill needed. That is not the aftershock that Com wanted, and that will actually allow an opportunity for Mitch to heal up and reset the 2v3.
Yeah, still an advantage, though, for Evil Geniuses, you know, with that added player here in Apoth on site. And Com going to be here for support with the breach, and he is setting up a really good PC utility here for Apoth to play off of. It's all going to come down to timing, as Lee did not check the other side, and they will get the trades they need here at A Hall. So EG, great use of breach utility, great trading, are going to get the win.
I think if that was maybe a second later, though, for Cloud9, EG may have kind of had some doubt as far as where the hit was going to come from. You saw Reformed on the back foot going over towards ropes again, but still works out perfectly fine. Big pistol win. Again, Cloud9 is one of the best pistol teams in Stage 1 for North America. So you were able to take round 1, round 2. You're going to feel pretty good about your chances to get off on the right foot here. So Evil Geniuses with SMGs and 1 Marshall. You expect them to kind of spread the map, just play off of weapon advantage, and at the moment, it looks like that's going to be the case.
I have this bite.
Yeah, not a whole lot that Cloud9 can do here. They do have that 1 Sheriff on Vanity. Outside of that, not too much, really.
That will work.
Boostio will open things up. Indeed, the Marshall will ring true.
They see Leaf as well, although Apoth does get tagged. Not fully. Boostio looking for the second shot. Just a bit off for Mitch. Gets a second opportunity at it. Mitch is really contesting this gunfight. But all said and done, EG's defense on B will hold, and Cloud9 are, well, they're just in pieces in this 3v5.
Yeah, good layers to their positions. They're not really allowing Cloud9 to kind of figure out some type of 1v1 or blindside someone. Everyone was covering each other's backs, and the inferior firepower struggling as we expected. Mitch trying to put that pressure on Dish Shot right now with the Classic. It's going to pull a lot of players over, and that Spike, it could maybe sneak into B and get a plant at the end of the day. He's up on low HP, but he might find a timing to at least get them some economy built up with that. Vanity continuing to lay this pressure on A to keep the defense interested here as they're all biting on it.
30 seconds
And yeah, so the Spike will get planted, but past that, can't really expect too much more.
No. Say if Vanity can sneak a kill onto Apoth, it would make the rotation back for Evil Geniuses a little bit more labored, but no such antics will occur here. So 2 early paint shells trying to create a little bit of space. Boostio on the way back in. No scoping. Sure, why not? That will play. And Zeppa is going to try to silently make his way down, but it's being watched.
I mean, there's nowhere for him to go. They have everything covered with 5 players. I mean,
yeah. Okay. So a pure bonus here, Dust. This is going to be an interesting round here for EG. Make this as punishing as possible onto Cloud9. And if you could start off with an economical advantage in this defensive half, you'd feel really good about your chances to, again, just be contested. Because let's be honest, I think everyone is looking at this map, assuming that off this composition, Cloud9 is going to kind of wreak havoc as they normally have on this map.
yeah, and our defense has been good in both games they've played throughout qualifiers, right? I mean, they were able to get 9 defensive rounds against version 1 in the first half of that game. They got 8 against Girl Kissers to get into a win. So it was the attack that kind of failed them against version 1 that led to their OT loss. So getting off to a good start on defense is certainly the right move to try to maybe pull one over here on Cloud9. Get this pressure on Dish side, and she able to trade out evenly, but Vanity able to bite onto Com and get this plant, and so it looks like Cloud9 will convert on this opening buy.
Yeah, it's just a little problematic. You're looking for Apoth on that long flank to try to work his way through, maybe a bit sooner to help out, to try to keep EG's defense on A little bit safer, but now you've got to play retake. Not a lot of great weapons. Vanity's going to be the first line of defense here. Sets the line of scrimmage against Boostio. who does have the ability with a head on maybe to find a shot here, but no, will not connect. And now it's just down to Apoth and Reform from drop. And this is obviously pretty well known. They all know Reform is in this area as well. So nowhere for him to go, and Cloud9 will do very nicely against the bonus of EG to only drop one.
So kind of the expected pattern to kick things off here on this half. Buy up, though, from EG. No sniper in play for Boostio, just rifles across the board. Leaf is going to have a Vandal as well here. So all Vandals for the most part. One Phantom in play. That's going to be for Calm. It's interesting to see that pivot. You just feel like Phantoms used to reign supreme, especially on defense.
Yeah.
But obviously there's a lot of long sight lines, and that one tap potential with the Vandal can be huge, especially if you're ADSing at range or something like that. So fair enough. Oh, Boostio finds a big timing.
Wow. I was just about to say, this kind of predetermined wall setup defensively towards A is not even being contested by Cloud9. They're looking for timing to get into arcade, and they got there safely. But Boostio just holds an off angle and makes it work out beautifully.
Big catch.
But now Mitch has kind of reopened the door back towards A, so the defense for EG will have to move.
Yeah, they're going to have to respect that for sure. Spike's still not committed, really, from Zeta. Now you're starting to even see Leaf come into the picture to try to maybe even work a little bit of an A pinch here onto Reformed as Mitch continues to put that pressure on Dishide. And now Lee starts sneaking forward. If he catches Reform, this round gets interesting, but will he check the correct side? No, that's twice now. Cloud9 have gotten caught by a player playing onto that close right. And there is a res that takes place on top. B Orbital Strike comes in as well, though. The Timid even out.
That, so surprising. You thought Calm was going to be in a great position to stall things out, and now all of a sudden Mitch over the wall has taken another with him. Oh my, how the tables have turned. Spike gonna get planted. Reformed is trying to get through to get onto site, but there's a sky smoke in his way.
Yeah.
So now it's down to Apoth to join with Reformed here. That is the last smoke available on either side. Molly placed very nicely on Zeta to push him into a corner, but Mitch is delaying the inevitable, at least for a time. And, oh, okay. Orbital Strike once again, a part of this to kind of stop the need diffuse from happening early. Mitch in an isolated 1v1, but will give up the ground in order to play off the spike itself. Vanity spamming away, but Apoth is holding. And now Reformed is playing bodyguard. Is there enough time? No. But boy, did it get close.
That was real close. They weren't really challenging that spike diffuser well enough, and while the Orbital Strike came in and, you know, stopped them from getting it half early or something like that, it still got down to the wire there from Cloud9, but good on them to battle back, you know, from man disadvantage and find a way to win. Mitch obviously getting this kill on Reform to keep that pressure on A was certainly a big part of it, and then he follows up with that one as well over his barrier. So just all in all, a great round from Mitch. A little bit scary moment there at the end, but they handle it just fine, and now they have a chance to extend to a lead as it's a low buy for EG.
Bomb buddy out.
Cold.
Man,
no wall this time. Boostio's just playing for that opening pick, and boy, does he connect.
Yeah, and that's going to give them a lot of information at A-Halls. It allows them to pick up a weapon. Boostio now has a Vandal in play, and then now all of a sudden things get a little bit more challenging for Cloud9 on what should have been more of a brisk walk for them to the finish line for a victory. And now Jawjamo, yeah, this is huge.
Doesn't really put it in a great spot, but Apoth's Molly will be able to follow up to still secure the kill. The problem is it's just not as convincing as you'd like. Couple of the trades, though, does keep EG involved with this defense. Spike yet to be fully planted as Zeta will collect it. Boostio, once again, wants to beat a bit of a timing here. Rolling Thunder gets used, and it does connect.
Yeah, that's huge.
Now it's just down to Calm.
That was really well done. You hate to burn it in a situation like this, but hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. And Zeta knows that Calm's coming from this direction. He's gonna get some help from Zeppa now on the underside. They're gonna be able to swing together. And so Cloud9, a little bit labored. You know, you thought they were gonna kind of just waltz their way into victory on that round, but after an early casualty, they had to work a little bit harder, but nonetheless get it done. Back to a bye will be EG, though.
An important round here for EG as well. You lose this one, you're right back onto a save. And you've got a lot of key ultimates that could be a part of the equation here to get this defense going.
And again, I feel like the win condition for EG was to really bank on that strong defense that they have shown in their previous games over the last couple of months since they put this lineup together.
Agreed.
So if you get halted on your defense, too much, it's really going to make it hard on them to challenge.
Barrier Orb does get fortified. Vault line paint shells combo. This is gonna hurt. Oh boy, that is so well done. C9 trying to challenge the Barrier Orb, but they get punished by way of just an easy setup with the paint shells and fault line combo.
Yeah, that's tough. And we've been seeing that Barrier Orb a lot on A-Halls lately, and it's very good to just deny that space super early, and it can allow you a little bit more fluctuation on how you rotate in the early round. As EG are looking to try to, keep this game close, and that's a great frag to kind of help that along. They're kind of trapped in A-Halls now, though, as Cloud9 are making a move through drop, and Leaf is now looking to re-pressure on this side with Mitch.
Oh, the sound cue off the door does not fully work out, but the Rolling Thunder will get the job done. Zeppa still trying to force the issue with the Showstopper, not going to connect with it in Reform. Yeah, that will work. Really well done by EG to re-challenge. Halls getting a read that C9 was still trying to contest over to the bottom side of A. And let's call a spade a spade. That was pretty flawless on the execution.
Yeah, I mean, the breach utility there from Calm was excellent. Let's be real. I mean, that basically allowed them to re-clear A-Halls, but then he was also the beginning of the round as well, at that combination you saw there to help get Zeta down, and then he just comes back again with this Rolling Thunder to set Reformed up, and so Calm through and through just had a heck of a round supporting his team to set that up for Reformed, and now has a res available. Leaf is going to have Tour de Force, so Cloud9 do have a full buy here.
No challenge on A-Halls for either team this time. That Barrier Orb that you're mentioning not in place this time, as EG has taken dish. And honestly speaking, these two offense members for Cloud9 are going to need to make something happen here. They're pretty trapped.
Yeah, they do have a trademark covering their flank, so the further that Jawjamo presses, they will understand the situation. Leaf able to find a big pick onto Boostio. Those two have been battling it out all series long. It's been a very back and forth affair. Calm able to get one back. Jawjamo now pitching in as well on this flanking maneuver that we spoke of, but Cloud9 keep fighting their way in.
It's just, that is a 2v4 situation, technically speaking, for Cloud9, stuck in arcade, and Zeppa will still get two of them. Jawjamo's flank does become, at least in some regard, impactful, but he's going to instead play for the 7 bullets left of the Vandal, and the flash peek from Cloud9 too convincing. It's just, man, Cloud9 are so good working themselves out of difficult positions like that.
Again, that is where Cloud9's strength really lies, is when you get in those chaotic mid-round situations where game plans start going out the window because you're, getting disrupted, and things are starting to become a little more foggy on what you should be doing, what protocols need to be initiated. Cloud9's chemistry that they bring to the table helps them get through those moments.
Wow.
And not many other teams have that same flow.
Yeah, I was going to say, we kind of said the same things about teams like the Guard last stage. Obviously, when Optic got through playoffs, we were saying that a lot. And I don't know, maybe 100 Thieves are really working through that. I mean, we saw them a lot during qualifiers, you and I, and we kind of were mentioning that, like, for 100 Thieves in particular, it's like those were the moments that were causing them problems. And now they're kind of figuring it out.
Yeah, I mean, I think Cloud9 are the best mid-rounding team in the region, and that's why, for a time, they were considered the best, at the early part of this year, when they were having that flawless run through the Stage 1 group stage and everything that we had seen up until that point. We really thought that Cloud9 were the #1 team, and while a lot of their players in interviews were very hesitant to kind of take that title, that, the community and analysts and so on and so forth were kind of handing to them based on what we were seeing, they were passing that eye test for sure. One of the biggest elements of that was the fact that their mid-rounding was just so superior, it felt like, to many of the other teams. And you're kind of seeing that shine through in some of these key moments here in this series as well. They still very much have that in their back pocket to rely upon, and that's something that is patch proof. To be able to have that kind of team play. And I think speaking of patch proof, I think the flexibility of Leaf and Zeppa has been another huge combo to that on how they're able to flex the different agents. But they're kind of on the more classic ones for this map. On that rotation, so to speak, with agents.
That's a really good point. So off the tech pause, we get into another full buy situation. Orbital Strike ready for Cloud9, and a res for Evil Geniuses with the consideration of maybe a showstopper, depending on what Jawjamo can do in the early parts of this round to earn that last orb needed.
Yeah, a little bit of aggression here once again in A-Halls with Boostio, this time with the Vandal. And again, it's been him and Leaf, tit for tat. Very often, Flash, though, comes through, forcing him out of there. Leaf will take that real estate. put that pressure on the A-Halls, forces the defense to scramble back to A-sides. This is definitely a imminent A split from Cloud9, 2 from Dish, 3 from A-Halls. But the rotation's here on time.
Yeah, but the enforcement of this is not going to be utilizing a barrier or orbital strike to clear off the top side of the platform. Here comes the smoke and pushes forward. EG good for the opener, but can they deal with the rest of Cloud9 and continue to flood their way forward? Com sure seems like he could, but the trade's still in the end. Get it to a 2v2 until Mitch turns the tides, and it's on Jojimo. Resurrection earned for Mitch. He'll pull that out. Showstopper for Jojimo, and he's not even going to get even close to the site. No fly zone, says Mitch, and Cloud9 go up by 2.
And Mitch is really shining on this map, man. He's had so many big multi-frag moments in tight situations. And I mean, Mitch is kind of the one that often doesn't get talked about as much because of how impressive that combo of Zeppa and Leaf are for that heavy fragging, the leadership and veteranship of someone like Vanity, who's led 2 teams internationally. You know, those are the guys that often get the storylines that really kind of grab people's attention. But you have to think Mitch is the OG. You know, him and Zeta are the 2 long-standing members of this squad. And Mitch has shuffled his role countless times on this organization. You know, he was a Sentinel kind of classically to begin with, particularly known for his Killjoy play. He then had a brief period where he was actually their leading jet and kind of taking over that role. And he's played some other roles as well along the way. But now he's still been able to kind of find his place on this team with all the other moving parts around him and still can bring a lot of value.
Yeah, absolutely.
And definitely has had some big moments this map. No doubt about that.
Especially with just how he's utilizing the Sage as a character in particular, in kind of using that as a natural segue as EG considers this timeout. I think they need to make a decision what they want to do with Performed here, because last round it was a barrier or placement to block the tree entryway. We've seen a couple of different looks as far as how they want to defend or maybe even not defend A-Halls. And in the rounds that they've kind of given it up, Cloud9 have utilized that as a main setup point for a lot of successful looks over towards A.
Yeah, this is a big moment for Cloud9 to really start securing a big lead here. EG just looking to see if they can try to disrupt that with some sheriffs.
There's no early trademark in place to see out this hit. And actually the one that's on site's going to get blocked by the barrier orb. So again, good utility plays. Leaf on the pinch on the opposite side of the B site will turn into a flawless take. EG down to 2, common Jojimo, and oh boy, they're getting spammed for smoke.
Yeah, it's just kind of the easy mop-up that you'd expect in a round like this one. It's caught out for that prime gaming flawless, and they're going to find it. That'll give them that lead, continuing to grow. Back to a buy, though, is EG. They have a couple of ults in play as well, so this is where they can really try to put up a fight. Yep. And you feel like this is kind of a round they need. Again, a team that has limited reps on Fracture, and what we have seen of them so far has been heavily reliant upon a strong defense. And granted, they could have, you know, practiced and came up with some new attacking strategies since then, and maybe they show us something impressive, but you feel like you got to at least put in that groundwork defensively, and it starts here, because if not, I mean, you're allowing Cloud9 to get too much base.
Oh my goodness, Zeppa beats the timing of the orb, but only collects one of the orbital strike on the backside of the play. Actually favors EG's defense. Leaf once again on the solo play, opposite side of where this initial attack has come from. Actually could find a timing if he decides to poke through this sky smoke. Resurrection comes out. Of course, that's good information for Cloud9 on where exactly Reformed has positioned himself, but it's not going to work out. And as Leaf has spammed through this smoke, he's going to be flushed a little bit further forward after the aftershock lands, and yeah, that'll be it.
Yep. Big round for EG. There's a couple of times where Cloud9 almost caught a huge timing to really flip that one over, but EG kept their composure, held firm through all of it, and won a very key round. And they did so pretty clean as well. You know, being able to get that res in there, you know, when your economy is getting kind of tight, being able to do that's massive for the rest of the half. Cloud9, though, still can full buy here. They still have 2 very key initiating ults to get on the site with that Rolling Thunder and Showstopper. Rolling Thunder, though, for comm is available for retake or to slow down an attack.
Yep.
So we'll have to see how that chess piece plays out.
The beacon early as Cloud9 looked to contest not just in, but through Arcade.
No.
It'll be a blast pack for Zeppa to move further down, and you kind of see Mitch is self-healing. He did get a little bit of point of contact over through Dish.
Yeah, he's been kind of contesting that spot early each and every round, trying to keep presence. And, you know, again, a lot of the times on this map, defenses have to press one of the chokes, one of the 4 main areas of the map to get intel, to set up flanks, to do different things. And so Cloud9 are kind of leaving a member behind here and there to kind of watch out for those types of situations while they kind of put their focus on one key area of the map, which right now it has been on this B side. While they were kind of still patrolling A-Halls and Dish, but now they will come together and look to pinch onto this B side, perhaps with some of these ults being utilized to do it.
Showstopper, Rolling Thunder combination. Zeppa does not land the rocket, but Mitch still finds the intended elimination onto Apoth. But this is the thing. Com's got both hands up. He wants to get the defensive Rolling Thunder into play before the spike can even get onto site. And actually, this is going to work out for Cloud9. They kind of bait it out. No one gets affected by this, but Mitch still actually gets pulled from behind cover. And that's enough for Jojimo to give a numerical advantage to the defensive Evil Geniuses. Boostio's still kind of stuck on site, though. Could get picked, and he does. The same moment that Reform drops in Canteen. That'll be enough for a turn to a 3v2 the opposite direction with the plant and an orbital strike for Vanity.
Yeah, that orbital strike could be huge. As soon as they notice some
Right
presence behind this barrier orb, they can drop it.
Oh,
Yeah,
gosh,
exactly. And Jojimo might just get caught. And indeed he does. He could not escape. And now Leaf looks to maybe put the finishing touches on this. All that's left is to dot the I's and cross the T's as they have this one pretty much wrapped up as Calm just trying to skate away, but he will not escape. Vanity with the hat trick. 7-4 lead for Cloud9. 1 round left to go in the half.
Last round in the half.
And they will walk away with the lead no matter what, but how big can they grow it is now the final question.
Absolutely.
Does EG still have a full purchase here?
Yeah. Need to have it, though, if you're Evil Geniuses. I mean, you won the pistol
Yes.
in the follow-up and not much since. And I'll just say, again, you talk about the mid-round chaos. Cloud9 showing force, but then not fully committing, baiting out the defensive Rolling Thunder. Huge.
It's like you
Absolutely
never get a clean
massive.
1v1 on Cloud9.
Never.
There's always someone there to follow up. There's always the next guy in line to trade you out. Uh-oh.
Show of force here from EG, but Jojimo does get hit by... Oh,
See ya.
that's not the way you thought that was going to happen, but the kill still
Will
gets
Leaf
tallied
read
up
the
by
other?
Leaf. I don't
Will
know.
Leaf know about this other guy? Oh, yeah, he does. But he still loses the fight. That's a big win for Apoth, but now Vanity comes up through and trades it back. And again, that's what we were talking about. Cloud9 aren't going to let you get one for free. There's always someone next.
Orb will get Mitch one away, but Calm on the site. This is not bad. He's delaying a little bit longer, but he can't get the second onto Zeta. So it's a 3v2. Reformed and Boostio trying to fight from the front doors of the B site.
Spike planted.
And some steps have been heard from Boostio. Topside B tower. And oh, he's going to catch Mitch after the plant. They were looking for the res.
That's
And so now it's an even 2v2 situation. Reform's position is still unknown. Zeta playing down towards tree, and of course you kind of know where Vanity is, and that's what they're going to bodyguard against. Whoa, but the fault line comes through, doesn't matter! Reform hits a huge shot! Trusted that the aftershock will get the job done into Boostio, and he does! The 1v1 goes the way of Zeta as well! It just keeps on coming, and it don't stop coming! 7-5 for Cloud9. We'll hit the halftime break, come back to see if EG can do more in the offensive half. Well, I know over the last 2 minutes we're all making fun of Shift because he got so excited about the Smash Mouth reference that I have to beg your pardon because the defuse did come through. So it's a 5-7 half here, Dust, and that's a great way to end it for Evil Geniuses.
Yeah, it was a close call, that's for sure. You thought the aftershock might just finish him off in time, but was just a little off.
Here.
Hey, if you can't laugh at yourself, who can?
Facts.
Thanks.
I guess, I mean, everyone can still laugh at you.
Well, that's true, yeah.
I didn't
I'm
know.
sure there's... Thank you, man. You always have my back.
Yeah, you know.
I was hoping for a little bit more confidence in that response, but...
Yeah, I mean, you did mess up, so I begrudgingly had your back, but I still
fair,
have it.
yeah.
Yeah, wasn't excited about it, as we are watching EG put a little bit of pressure over towards B side. So we see the rope limbo.
Well, this is interesting. Timing-wise, they may get here just as the barrier orb will fall.
Yeah,
So
roughly.
Cloud9 will have to worry about this hit.
The
and
thing is,
actually-
they're set up. They're set
Yeah,
up
sure
for
are.
this. They're playing off the back of this. Like, literally, they're waiting for this timing, I feel like, with how they're stacked up.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Spike down A.
And now all of a sudden things become very difficult because Cloud9 are going to hard commit knowing the spike is on this part of the map. You do have the ability to pinch though, as it will be Boostio from the opposite side, and EG just dance on in to find Zeppa early. Smoke's creating a bit of a curtain here between the plant and the rest of the defense, and even Jojimo will catch Vanity on the jump. Oh, what a great take and a good response to EG, especially considering that Cloud9 had that red.
That was so massive that they caught Vanity.
One enemy remaining.
4 in the round for Jojimo before he drops up to Leaf for a 1v3. And he's got a lot to do here if it were to be even close to even considering defuse. Gets the first in the corner. Impressive swaps. Gets some damage, but...
Ooh.
Yeah.
That was a little close.
A little close.
Just a little bit.
30 seconds.
Oh, but this is really where it gets good, though. I mean, as you had mentioned, Cloud9 had this red like a book, had the defense in place, but the Sky Smokes create a bit of separation, and then the double peek as Jojimo gets 4 is unreal.
I don't know if that came through or not, but Thunder's rolling over here, buddy. So, yeah.
Oh, this is interesting here as Cloud9 is coming hard through 8 halls, and okay, this will be red for Boostio. This is actually an opportunity for Cloud9 to try to quickly rotate back on over. And, oh, EG is already on site, but they're not going to have any sort of a response here to what's coming through this link side dust.
No. Paint Shell comes in, not going to quite catch Reform, who will be able to get the heal and start playing up close with the Spectre on the back of his barrier orb. It's a little bit of burn going on, but they still hold this choke point very well. Boostio with a nice little shorty frag to boot, and
nice.
EG are holding on fine.
One enemy remaining.
Very well done. Very, very well done. And it's just, you know, I have to give a lot of credit to the fact that Boostio is able to get a read over towards the bottom side of A halls. It just allows them an opportunity to get into a position to just beat the timings overall. Like, Cloud9 gets a read saying, oh, we've guessed incorrectly, but that's just good from Evil Geniuses on the commitment.
Dr. Santos, you have a message from Elizabeth Station at Central DC. Dr. Santos,
Yeah, sorry about the awkwardness there. I'm dealing with some really bad weather over at my place,
it's
and
okay.
I thought my power's about to cut out, so...
Yeah, I've got the same storms coming through me at the moment, too. So you're all good.
I had lightning literally strike right next to my window, pretty much. Like one of those instant ones, as soon as it flashed, it just collapsed.
Oh, God.
Mega loud. Yeah, dude. It scared me, actually, a little bit, so my apologies. But I'll try to focus back up here on what it's been a pretty intense game, almost as intense as this Thunder, as we do have EG on the bonus here, all things tied up.
These are rounds that, just throughout the group stage, that we had to see some sort of improvement here for Evil Geniuses. In eco disadvantage rounds, they were not great statistically in stage 1. If you can make this bonus just that much more efficient, force repurchase out of Cloud9, it sets you up so well for the first parts of a half. So this is a key one here as they're trying to feel things out towards B. The smokes are kind of not really allowing much information, and there is also a barrier or blocking this play through tree.
Yeah, definitely some hurdles that EG are going to have to get around here on this bonus to try to find their way into a site. Cloud9 seem pretty well prepared and set up for this attack as they just, you know, had that faith in Leaf to kind of hold a solo for right now with his trademarks. Jojimo trying to be the tip of the spear here with the showstopper. Will clear out B tower and then trying to work his way into the site. Cloud9, though, fending off this push for now.
Yeah, and that honestly is not bad at all for Cloud9's defense, considering the showstopper was a part of all of this. Not getting a kill that is kind of a vulnerability now for EG, but they do get the spike planted, so at least that's the good news. Can you hold on with the Spectres and Stinger combos? Zeppa gets the opener. Now the play up towards B tower. This is a key one, and Calm is able to at least keep the position in tow, and Evil Geniuses are doing a pretty solid job of fighting back here. But Boostio,
Uh-oh.
it's down to shorties. And well,
That is the
might
big
as well-
uh-oh moment.
yeah, just might as well throw a wet paper towel
Yeah,
at him.
leaving the one man left standing with the shorty playing that post plant spot. Maybe if he's B tower, you have a chance, but
Yeah.
that was the oversight on that one, unfortunately, as Cloud9 will flex their firepower advantage into taking the lead back, but now we're on equal footing, full buys for both sides. Vanity does have the orbital strike, and Mitch has to settle for a Spectre. That's like maybe one of the shortcomings that Cloud9 has. Calm has that rolling thunder available for an attack, so certainly something that can be very helpful. You also see those ults kind of cancel each other out.
Yep, absolutely true.
Like, as soon as a rolling thunder comes through, Vanity can drop that to stop them from taking a site and getting a spike down, or, you know, just use it for the retake either way.
Well, it's going to be free dish control. Trademark already destroyed. Evil Genius is just going quickly, so there is the rolling thunder. This is actually just blindly through halls as the rest of the hit from Evil Genius come from the top side. And interestingly enough, Cloud9 are going to wait a little while to potentially even consider how they want to use the orbital strike. And yeah, they're going to force Reformed out from beyond a plannable area. So now C9, they're stacked up, and they're going to try to hit this with the aftershock in towards halls. Calm looking to challenge this, but gets pushed back by flashes. Apop's going to trust the weaponry, not the molly, to stop this defensive retake of halls, and it works out okay. A 2-for-1 exchange for his life.
Yeah, Apop did really well there. Now it's all down to Zeppa trying to clutch a 1 versus 2 there, playing on top that barrier orb, and he doesn't spot it. Boostio able to get the frag. That's going to tie things right back up. And the big thing there was, while Cloud9 spent the aftershock and flashes to clear out A halls, you know, EG kept both players alive on either side of it. And so Cloud9 were still basically getting pinched as they committed in. And they weren't able to get the frags as players kind of escaped, and Apop just got a lot of value out of his position. Gets 2, I believe. So that's going to, you know, square it up and put Cloud9 back onto a save. Leaf has Tour de Force, so that gives him 1 tool to work with defensively. But outside of that, it's just upgraded pistols.
And really the heavy fragging start here for Evil Geniuses, not only obviously are they putting themselves in an economical situation where they're out and above, but they've got a lot of really big team fight ults that they've been able to utilize here through these first couple of rounds to get us back to square. Leaf forced to spend a shot on the boom bot, but that would be respected as Evil Geniuses do not want to challenge, at least not as of yet.
Starting to set up some utility to start fighting back A-Halls a little bit here. Kind of take that space for themselves. Not committing either direction, though. Still just kind of sitting back here. Boostio watching for aggression. Over here towards B-tree position. Checking the underpass. Making sure all their angles are taken care of. You know, in a round like this, that Cloud9 might be doing something gimmicky. Try to pull one over on you, so they're just kind of minding it all and making sure they have it taken care of. Leaf will get that Tour de Force at the bottom of A, so if they come through A halls, he might be the man that can strike first and then rendezvous out of there.
And he should know that this hit's coming through A halls, because even though EG cleared the angle initially, they didn't take the angle, so they have to re-clear it again. So yeah, here comes the full force play. Leaf is in a little bit of trouble, but gets the first. Rendezvous is away, as you had mentioned. So now it's down to how does Cloud9 defend against the rest of this hit that's going to walk through the sky smokes. It's paint shells initially, which largely come up empty. And Leaf is going to have to use this thing like a shotgun, essentially. He's going to have to move very quickly. Reform's not going to allow anything as he catches the top of him. And the orbital strike also spent just to confirm. And yeah, they also collect a kill with it. Rez being queued up to get the economy back to full HP.
Enemy remaining.
And wow.
You get it done, it's going to take them the lead back. A lot of ults being used there, but I think the one constant we've actually seen is EG keep catching Cloud9 trying to get up to drop.
Yeah, it's twice that
Over
least
the
now.
top, yeah. You know, like they're looking over the top of those sky smokes and being able to catch it. That time they catch the least Tour de Force, which is like the main tool they had to try to cause something in that round, so that's huge. Meanwhile, though, we do see Cloud9 back onto a bye. Leaf will have the operator. Mitch has a res, and Zeppa and Zeta are only 1 orb off their ults, which could be massive for retake.
Yes.
Let's play.
Oh, it's going to be speed for Zeppa with the fault line combination. Boombot to reinforce the position, and now the showstopper
my
as well.
God.
And oh boy,
Spike
it's
down.
just a Raze masterclass being put on by Zeppa. Even re-earning the paint shells to force Calm into a terrible position, and Cloud9 will pretty much win the round off of that.
I mean, that's what happens when EG picks scissors and Cloud9 picks rock.
Yep.
He's smashing them. It would take a lot of effort, though, for a rock to break scissors, I feel. I mean, I guess it depends on how big the rock is and how small the scissors are, but...
I think
Never mind.
strategically,
Let's-
though,
Go ahead.
you use the rock, like if you were like
Mhm.
to open up the scissors, like where they connect, like the two blades, you use it to smash
Oh.
the blades
I
apart
got
into
you.
two. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But then you just have two blades. You can dual wield them, and so I feel like scissors could still be... You know what? We're getting in the weeds here. Let's back off a little bit. And the round's kind of already done and dusted, though, to be fair.
Like,
Figured we
Busio
have
has
a-
to hit shots. He just has to.
Yeah, that's really the only way in. Leading the way here with that Tour de Force. Does have the Vandal as well for the closer range battles, but still B-Tower being manned by Zeppa.
30 seconds left.
Well, no contact here. I mean, EG could surprise.
Last player.
Oh, nope, maybe not. Theta will get a read on it, and Mitch will finish it off. You know, the real part of the conversation is, how does anyone argue that paper can do much of anything? That's the one I'm considering, you know.
Yeah, it covered the rock like so.
Like,
The
come on,
rock is
that's
still in
weak.
total... Yeah, I mean, it's still totally has its integrity as a
Yeah.
rock. It's just laying under some paper. Definitely not a problem.
In fact, it might be a little cozy. But this is
Yeah.
speaking of cozy, Zeppa
Yeah.
is just a man on a mission through this. And I just love the fact that we see these little changes of tempo from Cloud9 here and there. Like, not to say that the defense has been passive or timid in certain regards, but the fact that they can just go from 0 to 100 like that whenever they want is what makes this team so dangerous at times.
Yeah, again, very good at just playing reactionary Valorant when need be. And now this time they poking at A halls and pushing it all the way back. Are kind of forced themselves to play retake B. As, you know, EG kind of absorb that A pressure and just kind of pivot. They will get this spike down and it will come down to the retake. There is Rolling Thunder available, though, for Cloud9. No ults on the table for EG.
Oh, but I
Is that
love
the kind
this. Look at the spread.
Yeah.
Even rendezvousing away, really nobody gets hit by that. So Cloud9, sure, you've kind of built yourself an avenue to get into the site, but EG kind of have you surrounded in a way. You still have to win the gunfights, though. Spike going to get toggled, at least initially. Aftershock will force the player off, at least for the time being. It did get to halfway, though, and Vanity's going to try to stick this, but the Molly to follow up is actually going to consider that Cloud9 can't hold for it. So now you got the fault line to try to take this over the finish line. The Barrier Orb's in a very desperate situation. Time becoming a problem.
Oh, wow.
Wow. And do they have time for it?
Yeah. Wow. That was a very good battle, though. I mean, you got to credit both sides. Everybody threw all they had into that. Cloud obviously using the Rolling Thunder to give them an avenue back onto site, as you spoke of, but I think that EG also used their Aftershock and Molotov pretty well to keep disrupting that, you know, diffuse on site and kind of keep Cloud9 in a stressful situation and almost pull that one off, honestly. But
Yeah,
Cloud9
really
did
did.
just enough to get it halfway and then won the key fight at the very tail end to just pull the diffuse out in time. So Cloud9 just a bit better, but that was a very fun battle to watch.
Okay. So EG gave themselves one heck of a look, avoiding the Rolling Thunder, but it's not quite enough, and now it's time to talk about it as we start to get to the late stages of this map. And I think the biggest question for EG here is going to be, with your success that you've kind of found over towards A, can you continue to try to work that space? Because, like you had mentioned, the Sky Smoke placement to kind of create an artificial line between the plant and then where the defense is trying to retake from has created a lot of opportunity for EG to utilize in their advantage.
Yeah, they definitely, you know, put on a pretty good attacking side here. I mean, it obviously started with them winning the pistol and getting the follow-up, and we kind of had that 2-1 pattern kind of emerge at the start of the half, and now we've seen Cloud9, once they've got their economy back in order, start fighting back in a pretty big way, and I mean, you know, you're getting to a tough spot here for EG. They're having to go to Stingers and a Spectre to try to make something happen this round so they can full buy next, and it's going to get Cloud9 closer and closer to series point, so big moment here.
Jojima won off a showstopper and will be taking a Phantom into the battle area, so there is an opportunity maybe to get some extra kill potential on board with the ult. But Zeppa, oh yeah, okay, so here we go once again, using the Boombot to get clarity over to what's happening over the backside of 8 halls, and that's a no elimination tally, no damage relieving tally, so Cloud9 get what they came for, and even beyond that, Leaf will take first blood towards Dish.
Yeah, big frag there. Multi-prong pressure from Cloud9 on both fronts of this A side. Jojimo going to get one back, but now Zeta and Co. looking to continue to keep this presence on A halls and push this attack back. Again, just kind of putting the faith in Vanity to solo hold B for now, who's actually gotten aggressive in his own right over towards Arcade. As EG are kind of shuffling around here on the zip lines to kind of figure out what they want to do. Seems like they want to go for the A split.
Yeah, and I think if you're really kind of putting yourself in the best position to win, you drop the Phantom, you switch that out, and you go Showstopper on this entry here. But Jojimo's going to keep holding on to the rifle.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Like,
you could,
30 seconds.
Yeah,
left.
you could just
calm and then trebuchet yourself into the Showstopper. That's a very good point. Zepp is basically stuck on site, so definitely could get impacted by as we are seeing the utility start pouring in.
There's the Showstopper. Reformed actually boosts Zeta into a great position to defend against this, and oh boy.
One enemy remaining.
That is inches away from being a really good executor for Evil Geniuses. Instead, they do some favors to the defense, and Cloud9 will say thank you very much.
Yeah, that's a tough one. That's a tough one indeed. But also Zeppa was playing a brand new spot on top A that hadn't been used yet this game, hiding behind that box, and so he was able to break off and get a timing. But yeah, Leaf with the shock and all there up close, and then yeah, Zeppa just the perfect timing, swinging off the top side of sight, doubling up. Just a huge shutdown from Cloud9. But again, EG weren't fully invested into that one. This is the big moment here.
Yeah.
This is their last chance, really. Everything's on this. And they do have that orbital strike, so that will help. Mitch does have a res, though, and I mean, Vanity's close to having an orbital strike of his own. Leaf looking to get aggressive.
You have to use utility to clear this thing. The flash is being used. Shot blindly coming out from Leaf will not connect. So Arcade is gained by EG. Zeta's still looking to challenge with the shoulder. He will be smoked and fault line, so EG very cleanly get over towards B tower. Still sniping, by the way, is Boostio for what it's worth, so he's going to have to kind of be very interested to see where he wants to take that angle. Apop will have the queue up for the orbital strike that allows him to follow up onto Vanity, but it wasn't before Vanity found first blood here. Dust, we go 4v4.
Yeah, Leaf also gets the spam, so that is the spike down. He's looking for the angle from tower. He finds that too. Boostio trying to fancy his chances on a little bit of a jiggle peek, but expose himself a little too much. And so now EG are well behind in this round.
Yeah.
One enemy remaining.
Yeah, Apop is stuck in a slow orb. Nothing he could do there. So it's down to Calm, and he's decided to pick up the op, looking for a pick first and foremost. Got Zeppa, but misses the opening shot. This is not great news. Cloud9 starting in position just a touch.
30 seconds left.
Don't give him a free look.
This is done for.
Man.
Match point.
Such good play on the site, man. You know, kind of dodging
really
the
is.
orbital strike. Zeta kept disrupting them with utility to slow them down. Leaf gets into a great position with the operator and just tees off. I mean, that is just nasty. You feel like Boostio 9 times out of 10 gets away with that. And Leaf just happens to catch it.
All right, EG. Last chance is coming through here. It's going to be Spectres, 1 Phantom, Marshall, and an orbital strike. Early information for Cloud9. They don't even want to let him get this off the ground at the moment. 8 shells, Molly being spent. That's actually going to find a little bit of damage onto Boostio. And even though Zeta does get concussed, okay, there is a trade in the mix. And Zeppa actually not able to follow up and not going to get away either. The blast pack play doesn't get him the separation he was looking for. Oh, but Leaf has Jojimo stuck in a corner.
Yeah, he does. C9 still have ways in here. Jojimo is going to get healed up. Leaf, again, still pins this player as Reform gets taken down. Jojimo's trying to bait shots out to try to get this plant secure, but there's just no way. He has to be the one that gets to it, too, because Calm's way out of position.
Yeah. Shot does miss. Headhunter out. Leaf to follow up off of his own miss. And that will do it. 4 in the round from Vanity. But boy, man, I'll tell you, a couple of things to walk away impressed with. Number 1, Cloud9, obviously still Cloud9, looking good in those chaotic mid-round moments like you mentioned, but I do have